Shalom. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother Karatazar coming with a quick lesson entitled The Everlasting Kingdom is for the Saints. And Lord willing to be edifying, starting in the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom. And who are these kings? The heathen nations. When you go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7, it goes into the beasts, the four kingdoms that ruled at a particular point in time in the earth. And they were set up governments and ruled over the inhabitants of the earth in their ways. Okay? Now, real quick, while we read that, let's go to Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Okay, and that's what we're going into. But the point is, the Lord has the power over the earth, and he sets up which kingdom he wants to rule at that time. So back in Daniel chapter 2 verse 44, again, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High set up a kingdom. Shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So if it's not left to other people, these other kings, who is it going to be left to? It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So who's going to break who is the people that the Lord is going to give the kingdom to? Okay, because it said this kingdom it's never going to be destroyed, and it's going to rule. It's going to break in pieces the other nations. So who is it speaking of? Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27. It says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So who are the saints of the Most High, who this kingdom and the greatness and the dominion over the nations, who's this going to be given to? Who are the saints? When you go to Psalm chapter 148 and verse 14, it'll tell you right here. He also exalted let's start at 13. Psalms 148 and 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people. The horn meaning the power, because you have to have power. Getting the kingdom and inheritance and dominion over everybody, that's power. So it says he also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So all his saints are the children of Israel. Okay, going back to Daniel chapter 7 again and verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So all dominions and people shall serve and obey the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are at the bottom now. Okay? And, again, those four beasts in Daniel chapter 7 are referring to the four nations, which had, in the fourth beast had the little horn, referring to the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay, the so-called white man. You got Greek, the Romans that came into power, and immediately after this is when the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. So this is Daniel's chapter. Let's see. 4 and 17. This is the matter. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. You see? So he set up the basis of men, but we just read, and that's going into this Roman Empire. That's the Lord set this up, you know. But as it says in Second Ezra chapter 5, let me just get it real quick. The Lord is the it says Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world. Esau is the so-called white man, all right, and Jacob, and it's not just everybody that looks white. It's a nation of people. Some Edomites are black. Some Edomites have dark brown skin. Okay, and some Israelites look blonde haired and blue eyes. So it's that's why we try the spirit by the spirit. We're all right. So it says, for Esau, nation of people, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So now we're going into the rulership of Jacob, the kingdom of heaven, the everlasting kingdom. Okay, let's go to Daniel's, back in Daniel's chapter 7 and verse 13. It says, so how is this kingdom going to be established? The Lord is going to set it up. It says right here, Daniel chapter 7 and 13, I saw in the night's vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came in the clouds of heaven. Son of Man, Yahushua is coming in the clouds of heaven, the so-called UFOs, the chariots. It says, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all the people, nations, and languages should serve him. And his dominion is everlasting. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So the kingdom is going to be forever. And you know, when you read Second Ezra chapter 13 and different scriptures, different chapters in the scriptures, it speaks about the Lord's return and how he's coming back as a whirlwind, you know, with his chariots, to send laser beams out of the chariots to destroy the sinners in the earth. Okay, going to Amos chapter 9. We just read the Amos 9 and 11, how the Lord is going to raise up. Matter of fact, let's read it again. I don't think I read this. Amos 9 and 11. And in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. You see, the tabernacle of David is the Israelites, the elect, that turn back to him right now in repentance, seeking his word and to be corrected, so we can be in good graces and in order with the Lord. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David. And that's what he's doing, raising us up through this word to be in order, and close up the breaches thereof. The breaches is speaking of the split between the tribes. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom is 12 tribes, all right? Southern kingdom, 3 tribes, Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. The rest are northern. And during the time of King Solomon, the Lord split the kingdoms up and took us into captivity, slavery. So now the Lord saying he's going to raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. In the days of old, before we were in captivity, when we were keeping the laws. But he's talking about in the beginning, and when we were really righteous and keeping the laws. It's, you know, during the time of Adam, before he went off. But it says, Amos chapter 9, and you know, even it says Amos 9 and 12, and they that may possess the remnant. It says, so this is why he's doing it. This is why the Lord is raising up the elect to rule in the kingdom. It says, verse 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, that doeth this. So he's doing this, that we may, that the Israelites, the elect, will possess, and all Israel that come back in the kingdom through the loins of the elect as their children, the elect's children. You know, that's why the Lord said he promised Abraham that his seed will be as the stars of heaven and as the sand of the seas, because all 2/3 that are destroyed on this side are going to come back through the loins of the elect, and it's going to be forever. So it says, you know, just like in Egypt, when we went in with 70 people, when we came out, millions, over 1 million people, that's 400 years of slavery. That it only took 400 years for that. So how much more forever? You see, but it says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen that are called by my name. So the Israelites are going to possess, they're going to rule in the kingdom, and all other nations are going to be under them. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. I'm going to start at verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. The Lord speaking to his elect, telling us to hold. Hey, we hope to be, we're the hopeful elect. We hope to be a part of the number. He's telling his elect to hold fast to this knowledge, because this is what's going to get us delivered. This is the strength of our salvation. So it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see? And who is that? The elect that's trying to keep this word. Okay, so it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star. So what, Israel went off before when they were ruling. So what's going to be so different this time? What, Israel just going to be ruling for a little while and they're going to go off again and they're going to go back into captivity? No, this time the Lord's going to give them the morning star. Okay, which is the Lord putting his law, statutes, and commandments into their inward parts when he beams them up and receives them out of this destruction of the Third World War due to the ICBMs. You see, so he's going to beam them up in them chariots in the twinkling of an eye, as it says in the book of Corinthians. I think that's the book of Corinthians. All right, and change them and make them perfect. And they're going to be immortal and never die. You see, so they're not going to go off this time. They're going to be perfect this time, forever. All right. So all the other heathen, they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to have that blessing of the laws being there. They weren't promised the blessings. So they're going to be in the kingdom, but they're going to be subjects. They're going to be in captivity and still having to keep the laws of the Lord, coming to the high holy days and serving under the Israelites. You see? And the Israelites are going to rule forever. After 1,000 years, the heathen are going to, go out of captivity and go back to their homelands, their mainlands, and they're going to be subject to the Israelites, to Yahweh Shem Shah, okay, and his word. Or otherwise, they're going to be beaten with the rod of iron, and as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Okay, so Adawan Ratazah. Lord willing, I pray this was edifying, comforting, and exhorting, and giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. The everlasting kingdom is for the saints. Shalom.